From the most populous black nation in the world, from the middle of Nigeria, from Plateau, from Taraba, from Benue, from Kogi, from Nasarawa, and all the parts of Nigeria, comes to you information, politics, entertainment, news, and everything reality, infotainment. Kwararafa TV, from home to the world.
Channels.
Yes.
And you said
but a larger segment of them are or misconstrue what I meant. Equality in terms of job opportunities. Yes, I have no problem about that. Women should have the same opportunity with men in terms of job placement. That is okay by me. But when you talk of equality in the philosophy of Magresanga, it offends my religion. Why? Because it is the kind of equality that was preached or canvassed or advocated by Magresanga so as to rubbish the faith of Christianity, the belief in God. And that is why if you don't explain this thing properly, you say if you see that there is anger across board, because Magresanga did a great deal of homework in mobilizing women around her. Now Magresanga was part of a devout Catholic family. I'm talking about at the early stage of Catholicism. She stayed true with the mother and the father. The father, unfortunately, was a drunk. And often at times when he comes home, he would batter the wife, beat her in the presence of the daughter. The daughter, who was a growing young lady, will tell the mother, why can't you leave this marriage? Why can't you leave this marriage? The mother will tell her, Christianity does not allow for divorce. Again, you are aware that Christianity does not also allow men to batter their wives.
yes.
Unfortunately, this particular husband was a drunk. So this beating went unabated until the woman one day gave up as a result of the beating she suffered from the husband. So the daughter, Magresanga, now took her Bible and tore the Bible, threw them away and said, to hell with God. So that was actually the beginning of rebellion. Magresanga went and set up a magazine called The Woman Rebel. She dedicated that magazine in canvassing support for the teachings of submission of women to men in a Christian home. Teaching women to rebel against that doctrine, which is written in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22, that women should submit to their husband. Now, this teaching gained currency globally. She worked in company with women like Helena Blavatsky, a Russian occultic woman, and another woman from France, I think I will remember the name. They took this campaign very seriously. And it's also on record that Magresanga was the one that founded the present-day Planned Parenthood Federation, which is the largest NGO in the world. Yes, and you know the position of Planned Parenthood Federation as it affects family planning and things like that. These things also affect the sensibility of my religion. So now if I want to say this, you say no, but you know, the other day I remember on television, the other lady was telling me, is the National Assembly a church? But my religion tells me that everything about life is all about God. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13 say, hear the end of the matter now. Worship God and serve Him. So I have no business in this world. Now if you tell me, okay, now let us not talk about God, let's be talking about Satan. That's what you're telling me, and I'm not going to be comfortable with that. So I think people must understand the origin of the women liberation struggle, as opposed to the famous civil rights activism in the United States, which of course spoke about the affirmative action, which we know largely dwells on participatory roles for both female and male, devoid of race. You know, whether you're black, you're white, you should have the same access to job opportunity. So these are things that we also want to preach, because we are actually human beings created in the image of God and equal before God. But if it comes to the marriage institution, which God ordained, to bring about orderliness in the society, woman should submit to the authority of man. That is the position. But woman should stop preaching. Why that be failed woeful in the National Assembly? There was no clear-cut definition about opportunity. It was just like man and woman are the same.
Yes.
And I say no, and I will continue to say no until the rapture takes place.
Yes.
So there is no equality on the basis of creation.
Yes.
Man was created to be head over man, just as Christ is head over the church.
Yeah.
And man is also expected to love his wife,
Yes.
as Christ loved the church.
Yeah.
So if you love your wife, you will not beat her, you will not batter her, you will not maltreat her.
Yes.
In fact, if there is an opportunity for your wife to become a president, you will quickly jump at it and encourage her to become president.
You become the first man.
So people must understand these things. But because the devil is involved, no, look at it, he's just talking that. What is he talking? He's just talking nonsense. So it is the devil. So you can understand where they're coming from.
Yes.
The origin of the women liberation struggle started with Magresanga. It was a rebellion against the church.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's so clear, sir. That's so clear, sir.
Yes.
So we talking about insecurity now.
Yeah.
Recently we saw armies and police clashing in Taraba. You are from Taraba South.
Sure.
With what has happened, army gunning down 3 policemen and 1 civilian, do you think peace will ever return to that axis again?
Well, let me. I must say that I am greatly embarrassed by the action of the army. I have no quarrel about their trying to stop kidnapping. I have no quarrel about that. But this should be done with due diligence. These men who came to arrest the kidnapper introduced themselves to the area command in Okari from information available to me, and I've confirmed them. The DPO in the EB is aware of their coming. While the army can work a synergy to curb kidnapping, it has to be with the police, because police primary responsibility is to curtail civil disobedience, which also includes crimes like that.
Yes.
You know, military, as we are aware,
Yes.
whose duty is to, protect our internal, sovereignty of a nation,
Yes.
a nation state.
Yes.
Where there are internal resurrection or insurgency, as they are doing now, the army can come inside. But I think they took their responsibility too far. First, if they were convinced that these people were kidnappers, assuming without conceding that these people were kidnappers, now you have shut down the vehicle somersaulted, you went on the spot, saw them alive, you are armed, you could disarm them if they have arms, but on the spot, none of them made an attempt to fire at you. But you went ahead and, opened fire on them. It is all on the video. It's
Yes.
very,
Yes, it's
very
that's gone very
heartbreaking. I've never seen a thing like this. And to worsen, as if to add salt to injury, the person that they kidnapped, you purportedly to have been rescued by you, you remove the chain on his hand, a criminal on his leg, you remove the chain and set him free. Because ideally you have to take him to your base.
Yes.
Within this time, the truth will have come out.
Yes.
But instant, they release him. So this is truly a very sad day for the army, for the Nigerian army, in terms of maintaining law and order.
Yes.
It's a sad day and a terrible and dangerous narrative they're introducing in the process of maintaining law and order. And let me also add again that the interagency synergy must be strengthened, because I see a lot of rivalry in our security, establishment. Army, police, immigration, whatever. Each tries to lay claim to a kind of superiority or that kind of thing. But they all function differently as laid down by our statute. But so it's truly sad.
So another issue in Taraba we have is the issue of Tiv and Jukun crisis, and then kidnapping on the rise.
Yes.
What do you think is the cause of this?
I had differed from the beginning about the communal crisis there, which, as you have said, Tiv Jukun crisis, is quite different from the Tiv Jukun crisis we used to know. This one is propelled by activities of a kidnap kingpin that is known, that operates within the border of Benue and Taraba. He has so much money, so much wealth, you know, and we are told that he has large followers within the Tiv, and a few of our boys too are also associated with them. So they carry out kidnappings, and they have at their disposal a huge sums of money gotten through this criminal enterprise. So the matter now has degenerated to a tribal clash, unfortunately, and politicians also from a few of them actually, who had failed in politics, took advantage of it, and are also pressing for political demands, which is quite unnecessary at this time, because this was a criminal revolt, a criminal business, so turning into a political crisis or whatever. So any person that is using this to press for some political demands is part of this criminality. So I differ slightly. I don't want to look at it as, I look at it as largely criminality that the state, both Taraba and Benue, should confront this criminality and ensure we wipe it away. Because I am aware at the commencement of this crisis, both sides, both Taraba and Tiv elite and the traditional rulers were not in support of it. And I think till now there is no, formal endorsement of this crisis.
Yes. Yes, so we are in the 9th Senate now.
Yes.
You are in the 8th Senate. And Nigerians largely are expecting so much from the 9th Assembly. As a deputy minority leader, what should Nigerians be expecting?
Well, we just started. Let's see how it's going to be. We're also hopeful that we will not disappoint Nigerians. But again, it depends largely on the ruling party. The ruling party has a mandate to fulfill their promises to Nigerians, and they have also majority number in the Senate, both chambers of the National Assembly. So what happens will be as a result of their line of thinking. Those of us in the other side of the aisle will do our best to provide sufficient platform for opposition to ensure that we stand by our party and by our party vision, or we don't deviate from it. But I see, some grim distance ahead, So I don't want to be a prophet of doom. I'm very hopeful, and as a Christian, I know that we are very expectant of some good things to come. So let's pray for Nigeria.
Right,
let me conclude by that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
From the most populous black nation in the world, from the middle of Nigeria, from Plateau, from Taraba, from Benue, from Kogi, from Nasarawa, and all the parts of Nigeria, comes to you information, politics, entertainment, news, and everything reality, infotainment. Kwararafa TV, from home to the world.